Hi everyone, it's Vanka and I have a quick little share with you today. Just some ideas and what I have been playing with lately when I always like to try to do something crafty related each day since I have so little time to craft, but don't know where to start. Uh, let's just start with the beginning. These stones, I like to use these for several things in my home as decoration. Most of the time I use them together with candles, and they are just decorative stones, and you see how they have these ridges naturally in them, stripes, and also some odd shapes and stuff here. And I think it was last fall, I had invited some friends and I had a lot of decoration on the table with gold and black, and I took these stones that I wanted to use for decoration and I added some gold accent on them, just following these lines that comes natural in these stones. So you see they are just randomly decorated with the gold. So I will show you what I used, and when I was playing with these I thought, oh, how cool this would be on paper. And this technique is called Kintsugi, and I haven't seen it used like this, I'm sorry, or on paper before, but it's an old Japanese method of repairing broken pieces with gold. And I have this package here. This is very old. I bought it 20 years ago because I was making some place cards, not cards but place. It was actually wooden egg glasses that I painted white, and I used this it's called liquid beads dimensional bond for press and peel foil. I use this to write the names on the egg glass and this foil here. So when this has to dry, it says 24 hours, and then you it gets sticky and you press the foil down and you get the gold writing, just like I have done here. And I am not sure if this is possible, if this is sold today. Maybe it has a different name, I don't know. But this is really old, and I went ahead and took some paper and just tore it. I started out with some scraps. This is handmade paper and it's in gold, and it's really old. You see it has some light damage here. But what made me remember this again, I got this magazine. It's from Panduro Hobby, and there it was again. And what it says here, you can see it's broken pottery that has been repaired with gold. And it says that the philosophy behind Kintsugi is that an item with a story is prettier than one without a story. So instead of trying to hide, repair something and hide the damage, the idea is to make it show and use gold to do so. And if you use this in pottery and stuff, you can't use this glue I showed you. They have something, it's a two-component epoxy glue, and here they have used just some gold acrylic paint over it, so they describe the method in here. But I didn't have any broken pottery, and that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this on paper. So here I will show you. This is just some dyed paper with blueberries, and this is how it looks like. I tore this, glued it with that liquid glue and let it dry and press the foil on, and here you can see I was just practicing on this scrap of paper, and this is how it looks like. Not the best example, but when I was doing this I said to myself, oh Anki, you are so silly. You don't have to rip the paper apart and glue it together again. I can just write with this glue with like a pen, and it looks like it has been torn. So here you can see this is some handmade paper. This is, it's all glossy and sticky when it's dry, and I will show you. This is a piece of that foil. So when I place this and press, you will see the magic. Here we go, and you have a beautiful gold line. I love it. I love gold, you know. And this is so fun, and there's so many ways you can use this in your projects, with envelopes, with all sorts of paper. And I also have these that inspires me to use this technique. Here's also a page that this has already been coffee dyed, and I ripped it, and let's see how this will look when we apply this foil. And maybe I missed some spots with the glue, but this is just me experimenting, trying this out, and I love the results what I am seeing. So I will for sure make lots of these gold accent things in the future. And I was also trying out using decoupage and this metal leaves. I have gold and copper. These are very thin leaves, and I wanted to test this and see. I just used a little brush and added decoupage glue onto some scrap pieces here, so that gives a wider stripe, and this is the copper. So here are some of the results, and I have one this also has to dry completely. You add the decoupage and immediately add that very thin foil, you see it, so you can almost not breathe when you are working with this because it flies everywhere. And when this is completely dry, I just use a soft brush and brush away using, I usually do this like circle movements, peeling off the excess that didn't stick to the glue. So this gives a more well, it's not this thin line of gold, in this case copper, but it's an alternative if you don't have the equipment to make it. And of course someone likes it this way, a more defined and wider. I love this one too. And if you have lots of scraps, I was thinking how cool it would be if you sort of join these pieces together as one, just following the, and I'm out of frame. You can just make it like a road. You can use your scraps and make link them together. So that's also one thing that's an alternative. But then I came to think about some glue I have, and that's this, the Tombow Mono liquid glue. And this one I know you can get. This is permanent if you add it and glue things together at once. If you let this dry, then it's removable and it gets sticky. So I wanted to test this to see if that works the same or well with this, and it does. You can't see any difference actually. Maybe it's just a little wider, you just have to be careful, but it has quite a fine tip, so it's not hard to apply. And here, this is a coffee dyed paper, and you see I just follow the coffee line and added this. And then I also have this vellum pieces that I dyed with blueberries, and in the oven it cracked. I crunched it and it cracked. This is actually holes, and I filled it with that Tombow glue. So let's see how this will work. It's a little bit more sticky maybe than that other glue I showed you in the beginning, but look, it's repaired and it has dots of gold. And then I added it to just the edge of the paper here. It has a little jagged edge. Let's see how that will look. As you can see, it's quite sticky and it's easy to peel off this, but just apply some foil until it's not sticky anymore, and then it will stay on. I think this Tombow glue is a good alternative to use if you have some of this foil. So here you have a gold edge. Love this. And I will try to have these vellum printed pieces that I found at the store. and I have already some pretty patterns, and I will have fun continue playing with this technique, and especially these. I love these handmade papers, all sorts of different handmade papers, and I think that those will look really pretty with this technique. So I hope you get inspired by this and try it, and if you do, please let me know. I want to see what you make, and you can do this on tags, envelopes, pockets, throughout your journals, on cards, on everything. So let's play with this technique and share and have fun. Let me know if you like this technique and this idea, and I thank you so much for watching, and I hope I will see you again soon. Bye bye.